Hi, it's Snorgle. Welcome to this brand new playthrough of the Lonesome Fog. So this game is described as a living book. It's by Might and Delight, the tiny Danish studio that they did. Oh, that's nice. You can move it around like that. That's a really nice effect. All right, let's go. They did Tiny Echo. I enjoyed it so much. When I heard this was described as a living book and just sort of experiment a little bit with storytelling, I thought that was really cool. In the cluster of woods not far away from you and me, something extraordinary happened. Ooh. Bunch of cubs. Oh, the one on the right's not being included. Oh. In an open field, besides a meadow of warm flowers, sibling cubs played a game of Tag the Big Bad Wolf. Let's see, okay. I can go left and right. I can go more left than right. There we go. Had to click on the cub that was feeling a little outsider. Oh, it was so sad. Gosh. White like when the duck's giving him side eye. Look. It was a game that didn't sit well with the eldest sibling. You see, she didn't like wolves because she was terrified of them. To be honest, she was terrified of just about everything. That's a terrible way to live. It really is. Oh, there we go. Okay. Ooh, well, maybe there's Mama? What if the wolf ate me? And the bear? Imagine if I slipped and fell into the river. She worryingly wailed to her mother at times. Don't be afraid of the dangers of the world, dear. Mother Lowe usually calmly responded. Otherwise, the lonesome fog could get you. It comes for all with fear in their hearts. Oh, geez. That's upsetting. Oh, look, there's her. She's worried about crows and wolves and bears. That only made her fear worse, as thoughts of everything she was afraid of began to consume her. Wolves, bears, birds, and most of all, the lonesome fog. Poor thing. Oh, gosh. All right, in all fairness, that fog looks super scary. One day, she caught sight of something rolling down a distant mountain. It was the lonesome fog. It had to be. Large and all-consuming, it rolled over the nearby hills and onto her path. Oh, no. Oh, my gosh. She turned around and sprang as quickly as her little legs could take her. However, she couldn't outrun the darkness, which inched ever closer until it was upon her. Dazed and confused, she shrieked, closed her eyes, and blindly ran until she could run no further. Oh my gosh. Only blackness and an eerie silence shrouded her. After a short moment, she put a paw forward and felt the familiar feel of grass beneath her feet. Familiar was good. Slowly, she opened her eyes and was greeted by a landscape she's never seen before. Oh. My goodness. I'm probably the most lonesome and scared animal in the world right now, she thought. Oh my gosh. Wow, not even any text on that one. She's feeling so bad and scared. She perched herself atop a small rock. It was cold and damp from the fog. Am I ever going to see my family again? She wondered aloud. Of course you will, answered a voice with no face. Are you the lonesome fog? Asked the terrified cub as her eyes darted around to find the source of the voice. I most certainly am not, responded the voice. I am simply A worried, scared mother who's lost in this fog, just like you. Can mothers be scared too? Wondered the little cub aloud, and with a sense of relief, she was no longer alone. Everybody can be scared. Some things are scary. Apparently, so responded the voice as she began to explain the reason for her fear. She spent most days scared if something bad would happen to her little pups. The motherly voice sounded weak, and the little cub thought it reminded her of a bat or something less scary. They spoke for what felt like a long time. Sometimes they'd laugh, even though they were scared. Most of all, they were happy to find someone who understood what it felt like to be little and scared. Suddenly, a gust of wind swept in and began to break up the surrounding dim, whilst warming the warmth of the area. Look, it's clearing, cheered the little cub. She jumped down from the little rock, excited, turned around to gaze upon the face of the voice that had kept her company. It was a wolf. The large, statuesque-looking wolf towered over her. Without fear, the cub stared at the wolf mother, who stared right back. Without uttering a word to each other, they turned around and began walking their separate ways, both more than a little relieved by their chat. Oh, that's fantastic. Talk about learning a lesson. Ah, they're all happy to see her again. As she made it into the clearing, she caught sight of her family. Delighted and filled with joy, she ran towards them. They played and talked all day. However, she pledged to keep her experiences close to her heart. No one had to know. There's the fog, following them, looking at them. Over time, the Lonesome Fog will return, and when it did, the cub didn't run away. Instead, she comfortably strode towards it and within it before returning to her family. Each time this happened, her belief in her ability to face anything grew. In time, little would hold any fear for her. The end. What a marvelous short story. Holy crap, that was just delightful. That really meaningful, moving story by this tiny little team out of Denmark. As you can see, I mean, just a handful of Danes. This book is based on the game Shelter 2 by Might and Delight. The game can be purchased on mightandDelight.com. Oh, it's a game. So this is I guess, part of another game. I hadn't heard of that game before. I probably will have to play this. I really, really enjoy Might and Delight's work. They're so thoughtful. Their artwork is fantastic, and their stories are really interesting. I think I mentioned I played Tiny Echo, which is one of their games, and it was an absolute delight. It's a little bit of a short video here, but this really struck me as kind of interesting. I will say one thing. For a very short game, I think we're at under 10 minutes. It's really pricey, full price. It's like $8 regular priced, and I really like supporting small companies. But one of the problems I think that indie companies have is they have a tendency of pricing stuff not on what its value is in the market, but what it means to them, how much money they spent. And I think that's the case here. But I definitely am going to play Shelter 2, and if there's a Shelter 1, I'll play that one too. Just an absolutely marvelous game, super fun. Thank you so much for watching this, not only playthrough, watching the story, The Lonesome Fog. A really touching, really nice story. Really good point. Confront your fears. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time for something new. See you next time.